What if I told you you're wasting at least $6,000 a year on things you don't even remember buying? This episode reveals the 10 money traps keeping you broke and how to escape them so your bank account finally starts growing instead of shrinking.
Okay, so be honest. How many times have you opened your banking app this week?
Oh no. Are we doing this?
We're doing this because I opened mine 14 times yesterday. 14. Just staring at the same number like it's going to magically change,
I used to do that every single day, multiple times a day.
right? And it's never good news. You're just watching it go down. And you're trying to remember what you even spent money on. Like, where did it go?
That was my life at 22. I'd check my account and just feel this weight, this anxiety every single time,
And then you'd close the app real quick.
real quick. Pretend I didn't see it. Problem solved.
Except the problem is very much not solved.
Not even a little bit. I was making $65,000 a year, living in a decent apartment, had a job I liked, and I was completely, utterly broke, like stressed about buying groceries broke.
How does that even happen?
That's what I kept asking myself. Because the money was coming in, good money, but it was disappearing, just vanishing. And I had no idea where it was going.
That's why we're here today. Because James figured it out. Not only figured it out, but saved $1 million by 35. And today he's breaking down exactly how he did it. 10 specific tips. And listen, tips 6 and 7, those are the ones that'll actually change your life. Those are the heavy hitters.
They're the ones I wish I'd known at 20.
So let's get into it. James, take me back. When did you realize you needed to change?
I was 23, sitting in my car outside a grocery store, and I was trying to calculate if I could afford to buy the groceries I needed and still have enough for gas to get to work the next week.
That's brutal.
And the thing is, I'd just gotten paid 3 days before. 3 days. And I was already in that place. And I just sat there thinking, this is insane. This can't be how life works.
So what did you do?
I went home and I looked at every single transaction from the past 3 months, every coffee, every lunch, every random charge I didn't remember. And I added it all up.
How bad was it?
I was spending $4,200 a month. My take home was $3,800
Wait, you were spending more than you made?
every single month. Credit cards were filling the gap. And I didn't even realize it because I wasn't paying attention. I was just existing, spending on autopilot.
That's terrifying.
It was a wake up call, a hard one. But it was the beginning of everything changing. Because that night, I started learning, reading everything I could about money. And I started implementing these tips, one by one. And over the next 9 years, I went from negative net worth to $1 million saved.
So let's break down how you did it.
Tip number one is something that sounds simple, but changed my entire relationship with money. Give every dollar a job.
What does that even mean?
It means the moment money hits your account, it has a purpose. It's assigned. It knows where it's going. Because here's what I realized. When money doesn't have a job, it just wanders off. It disappears into random purchases you don't remember making.
Money with no direction.
Exactly. So I started giving every dollar a specific assignment. This $200 is for groceries. This $50 is for gas. This $100 is going straight to savings. Everything has a role.
But how do you actually do that?
The day I get paid, I sit down for 10 minutes. I look at what's coming in, and I assign it all. Bills get their money first, then savings, then groceries, then everything else. And once a dollar has its job, that's it. It's not available for anything else.
So if you run out of grocery money halfway through the week,
Then I get creative. I eat what's in the pantry. I make meals out of random ingredients. I don't just borrow from another category, because once you start doing that, the whole system falls apart.
that sounds strict.
It's strict, but it's also freeing, because you stop feeling guilty about spending. If you assigned $100 to eating out and you spend it eating out, you're not being irresponsible. You're doing exactly what you planned.
So the guilt disappears.
The guilt disappears, the anxiety disappears, because every dollar is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Nothing is random anymore.
How much did this help you save?
In the first month, I saved $300 more than usual, just from being intentional, from giving every dollar a purpose. And that $300 became $3,600 a year. And it kept growing from there. Tip number 2 builds on that. It's the 50-30-20 rule. And this is the framework that makes everything else work.
I've heard of this, but never actually understood it.
Most people haven't. So here's the breakdown. 50% of your income goes to needs. 30% goes to wants. 20% goes to savings and debt.
That's it?
That's it. But actually doing it? That's where it gets interesting. Because first, you have to be honest about what's a need and what's a want.
Okay. Example.
Housing is a need. A fancy apartment in the most expensive part of town? That's a want disguised as a need.
Ouch.
Food is a need. Eating out 5 times a week? That's a want. Transportation is a need. A $40,000 car. That's a want. People lie to themselves constantly about this.
So how did you actually split it?
I started tracking everything for a month. Every single purchase went into one of 3 categories: needs, wants, or savings. And at the end of the month, I looked at the percentages.
And
I was spending 75% on needs and wants combined and saving basically nothing, maybe 2%. I was so far off it was embarrassing.
so what did you change?
I had to get aggressive. I moved to a cheaper apartment, cut my housing from $1,800 to $1,100. That hurt. I really liked that apartment. But it was eating up way too much of my income.
What else?
I downgraded my car, slashed my food budget, cut subscriptions, got rid of cable, all of it, because I needed to hit that 50-30-20 split. And once I did, everything got easier
How so?
because I had breathing room. That 20% going to savings, that was over $700 a month. And suddenly I wasn't stressed anymore. I wasn't living paycheck to paycheck. I had a cushion.
That's huge.
It's life-changing. And here's the thing. Once you get used to living on 50-30-20, you start looking for ways to improve it. Maybe you can get your needs down to 45%. Maybe you can bump savings to 25%. It becomes a game. Which brings me to tip 3. Build an emergency fund. And I cannot stress this enough. This is non-negotiable.
How much are we talking?
3 to 6 months of expenses, sitting in a savings account, not invested, not in crypto, not in anything risky, just sitting there, boring, safe, available.
That sounds like a lot.
It is a lot. But here's why it matters. Remember when I was sitting in my car trying to figure out if I could afford groceries?
Yeah.
That was because I had zero emergency fund. So when my car needed a $600 repair, I put it on a credit card. And then my laptop died and I needed a new one. Another $800 on the credit card. And suddenly I was drowning.
Because you had no buffer.
No buffer. Every unexpected expense became a crisis. And life is full of unexpected expenses. Your car breaks down, you get sick, your phone dies, your cat eats something weird, and you're at the vet. It's always something.
So the emergency fund is for those moments.
Exactly. And once you have it, everything changes. Because when your car breaks down, you're annoyed. But you're not panicking. You're not going into debt. You just pay for it from your emergency fund and move on.
How long did it take you to build yours?
About 18 months to get to 6 months of expenses. I was putting $400 a month into it every month, no matter what. And I'll be honest, it was hard. There were times I wanted to use that money for something fun, a vacation, a new TV, but I didn't.
And now?
Now I sleep better. I'm not exaggerating. I genuinely sleep better, knowing that money is there, that if something goes wrong, I'm covered.
Have you had to use it?
Twice. Once for a medical bill, once for a car repair, And both times it was such a relief to just handle it. No stress, no debt, just dealt with the problem and moved on.
So everyone needs this.
Everyone. If you do nothing else from this episode, start an emergency fund, even if it's $25 a week. Just start, because that fund is the foundation of everything else.
Okay. Tip 4.
Automate your savings. This is simple but critical,
Why?
because you cannot trust yourself. I don't care how disciplined you think you are. You will forget. You will make excuses. You will convince yourself you'll do it later.
Called out.
I'm calling myself out too. I tried manual savings for 6 months. I'll just transfer money at the end of the month. You know how many times I actually did it?
Never?
Twice. Out of 6 months. Because there was always something else. Always a reason to wait. Always something I needed more.
So what changed?
I set up automatic transfers. The day after payday, money automatically moves to savings, to my investment account, to my emergency fund. All of it happens without me thinking about it.
And you never see it.
Never see it, which means I can't spend it. It's gone before I can make a bad decision. And here's the beautiful part. After 2 months, I completely forgot it was even happening. I just adjusted to living on the amount that was left.
So it's like paying yourself first.
Exactly. Most people pay everyone else first. Landlord, bills, credit cards, and then hope there's something left to save. But there never is. So, instead, you pay yourself first. Take that 20% off the top, automatically, and live on the rest.
How much do you automate?
Everything I can, savings, investments, even bill payments. The less I have to think about money, the better my decisions are. Tip 5, the 24-hour rule. This saved me thousands.
Explain.
Any purchase over $50, you wait 24 hours before buying it.
That's it?
That's it. You see something you want, a jacket, new headphones, whatever. You don't buy it. You wait 1 full day. And if you still want it tomorrow, you can get it.
But you never do.
About 80% of the time, I don't. Because that initial impulse fades. That rush of, I need this right now, disappears. And the next day, I'm looking at it like, why did I want this?
So it's impulse control.
It's recognizing that most of our spending isn't rational. It's emotional. We're bored. We're stressed. We see something shiny, and our brain goes, that'll make me happy. But it won't.
How much did this save you?
I tracked it for a year. The 24-hour rule stopped me from buying $3,800 worth of stuff I didn't need. Things I would have regretted. Things that would be in a closet somewhere right now.
That's insane.
And the crazy part? I don't remember what most of those things even were. They were completely forgettable. But if I'd bought them, that's $3,800 I wouldn't have saved. All right, tip 6. This is one of the big ones, the subscription purge.
I'm nervous.
You should be, because here's what I want you to do right now. Pull out your phone, open your banking app, look at your recurring charges.
Okay, doing it.
How many subscriptions do you have?
I think maybe 5.
Count them. Actually, count them.
12.
12. And you thought 5. This is the problem. Subscriptions are invisible. They're small. They're automatic. They blend into the background. And they're bleeding you dry,
But they're only like $10 each.
right? Only $10. You have 12. That's $120 a month. That's $1,440 a year for things you don't even remember you're paying for.
Okay. When you put it that way,
When I did my first subscription audit, I was paying for 16 different services. 16. Streaming services I never watched, apps I never used, gym memberships I never went to, a meditation app I'd opened once. Once, 2 years ago, still paying $12.99 a month. That's over $300 I just threw away.
so what do you do?
You cancel ruthlessly. Here's the rule. If you haven't used it in the last 30 days, it's gone.
What if I might use it someday?
Someday is a fantasy. If you need it later, you can resubscribe. These companies will gladly take you back. But right now, you're paying for potential. And potential is expensive.
How much did you save?
I canceled 14 subscriptions, kept 2, saved $98 a month. That's almost $1,200 a year.
From stuff you weren't even using.
From stuff I'd completely forgotten about. And my life didn't change at all. I didn't miss any of it. I just had more money.
This seems like the easiest tip.
It is 30 minutes of work, permanent savings. And here's the bonus. It makes you more intentional about future subscriptions. Now, when someone says, it's only $9.99 a month, I think, is this worth $120 a year? Usually the answer is no. Tip 7. The other game changer, the social spending awakening.
I already feel attacked.
This one's uncomfortable because it's about being honest about why we spend money. And a lot of the time, it's not for us, it's for other people.
What do you mean?
Think about your last 5 social outings, dinners, bars, concerts, whatever. How many of those did you actually want to do? Be honest.
Maybe 2?
Exactly. We say yes to things we don't want to do because we're afraid of missing out. We're afraid of being left out. We're afraid our friends will think we're broke or boring.
That's real, though.
It is real, but it's also expensive. At 27, I was spending $600 a month on social activities, dinners I didn't enjoy with people I barely knew, concerts for bands I didn't care about, trips I couldn't afford
Why?
because everyone else was doing it, and I didn't want to be the one who said no. But here's what happened. I was broke, stressed, unhappy, and I was doing all these activities that were supposed to be fun, but they weren't because I couldn't afford them.
So you started saying no?
I started saying no, and I started proposing alternatives. Hey, that restaurant is $50 a person. Want to come over instead? I'll cook. Or, concert tickets are expensive. Want to just hang out at my place?
How did people react?
Half of them were relieved. They didn't want to spend that much either. They were just going along with it too. The other half? They kept doing expensive things without me. And I realized those weren't really my friends.
That's harsh.
It's true, though. Real friends don't care if you have money. They just want to spend time with you. And once I started being selective, my social life got better because I was only doing things I actually wanted to do.
How much did this save you?
About $400 a month, almost $5,000 a year. But more than that, I was happier, less stressed, more present, because I wasn't constantly worried about money while trying to have fun.
So it's not about becoming a hermit.
Not at all. It's about being intentional. It's about doing things because you want to, not because you're afraid not to. And that's a huge difference.
Okay, quick pause. Before we jump into the last 3 tips, we need to talk about something important.
The reality check.
The reality check. Because we've covered 7 tips so far. And they're all great. They'll save you thousands. But,
But saving alone isn't enough.
right, you can't just save your way to financial independence. There's a ceiling to how much you can cut expenses.
Exactly. You can cancel subscriptions, you can cut social spending, you can move to a cheaper apartment. But eventually you hit a limit. You can't cut below 0.
So what else do you need?
2 things: increasing your income and investing your savings. Those are the other 2 pillars. Saving gets you started. But income growth and investing? That's what builds real wealth.
And we're covering that, right?
Absolutely. Next episode is all about increasing your income. Side hustles, career moves, negotiation strategies, all the ways to earn more without working yourself to death.
So if you want to hear that, hit subscribe. Stay connected. Because this is a 3-part journey. Saving, income, investing. You need all 3.
All 3. But for now, let's finish up with the last 3 saving tips, because these matter too.
All right, back to it.
Tip 8. The grocery strategy. This is practical and immediate.
I need this one.
First, never shop hungry. This seems obvious, but nobody does it.
Guilty.
You go to the store hungry, and suddenly you're buying cookies and cheese and stuff you'd never normally buy. Your cart doubles in price.
Accurate.
Second, meal plan. I know everyone hates this, but spending 15 minutes on Sunday planning your meals will save you hours and hundreds of dollars during the week
How?
because you know exactly what to buy. No waste, no, I don't know what to make, so I'll order food moments. You have a plan, you execute the plan.
What about variety?
You can have variety, but you're shopping with intention. You're buying ingredients that can be used in multiple meals. You're not buying random stuff that'll sit in your fridge until it goes bad.
The produce graveyard.
Exactly. Americans waste 40% of their food. That's insane. That's throwing money in the trash. So you plan, you shop, you cook what you bought. Nothing goes to waste.
How much did you save?
I went from $550 a month on groceries to $280. Same quality of food, just less waste and better planning.
That's half.
It's half. That's $3,240 a year from just being intentional about food. Tip 9 is painful but necessary. The housing reality.
Uh-oh.
Your housing should be no more than 30% of your take-home pay, ideally less.
Most people are way over that.
Most people are drowning because of housing. They're in apartments they can't afford, in neighborhoods they chose for status, not for value.
So what did you do?
I moved. Had a nice apartment, $1,800 a month. Loved it. But it was 47% of my income. I was house poor. Couldn't afford anything else because rent was eating me alive.
Where'd you move?
A smaller place, different neighborhood. $1,100 a month. Saved $700 a month. That's $8,400 a year
Did you hate it?
for about a month. Then I adjusted. And honestly, I barely noticed. I wasn't home that much anyway. And having that extra $700 to save felt way better than having a fancy apartment.
So the status wasn't worth it.
The status was killing me. Nobody cares where you live as much as you think they do. And the ones who do care, those aren't your people. Final tip. Tip 10. The income strategy. When you get a raise, don't spend it.
What?
Every raise you get, put the entire amount directly into savings and investments. Pretend it never happened.
But that's the whole point of a raise.
The point of a raise is to improve your life. And it does. Your savings grows, your future improves. You just don't feel it now.
That's sad.
That's how you build wealth. I got an $8,000 raise. That's about $500 more per month after taxes. I immediately increased my automatic savings by $500.
All of it?
All of it. My lifestyle stayed exactly the same. But my savings rate exploded.
Didn't you want to celebrate?
I celebrated by knowing my net worth was growing. That $500 a month invested over 3 years turned into $22,000 because of compound growth.
So every raise just goes to savings?
At least 80%. You can treat yourself with 20%, but the bulk of it needs to work for your future. So those are the 10 tips. Let me add them up for you. The 50-30-20 rule and giving every dollar a job created structure. That alone freed up $400 a month. Emergency fund gave me peace. Automation made it effortless. The 24-hour rule saved $3,800 a year. Subscriptions saved $1,200 a year. Social spending saved $5,000 a year. Groceries saved $3,200. Housing saved $8,400. And the income strategy accelerated everything.
That's over $20,000 a year.
Over $20,000 in savings every year. In over 10 years, that's $200,000. Add in compound interest from investing, and that's how you get to $1 million.
So it's doable.
It's absolutely doable. But here's the thing we need to talk about. Saving alone won't get you to $1 million.
What do you mean?
These tips are essential. They're the foundation. They'll change your life. But if you really want to build serious wealth, you need to do 2 more things. Invest your savings and increase your income.
So there's more.
But there's so much more. The saving tips free up money, they create space, they build discipline. But investing is what makes that money grow, and increasing your income, that's what accelerates everything.
You're going to teach us that?
Next episode, we're diving into investing, where to put your money, how to grow it safely, how to make it work for you. And after that, we'll talk about income strategies, side hustles, career advancement, all of it.
Because saving without investing is.
Like digging a hole to hide your money. It's safe, but it's not growing. Inflation is eating it. You're losing buying power every year. You need your money working for you, not sitting there.
So these tips are step one.
These tips are step one. They'll save you $20,000 plus a year. They'll give you control. They'll reduce your stress. But investing in income growth, that's how you build real wealth.
I'm ready for that.
Good, because we're going to break it all down. No BS, no get-rich-quick schemes. Just real strategies that actually work. But first, you need to master these 10 tips. Pick 3. Start with 3, build the habits. And once they're automatic, add more.
3 tips to start.
3 tips. Maybe the emergency fund, the subscription purge, and automation. Those 3 alone will change everything. And then you build from there.
All right, everyone. You heard it here. 10 tips that saved James $1 million. Tips 6 and 7 are the heavy hitters. The subscription purge and the social spending awakening. Those 2 alone can save you $6,000 a year. And remember, this is just the beginning. Next episode, investing strategies. After that, income growth. Stay with us.
And remember, you've got this. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. 1 tip, 1 change, 1 decision. That's all it takes to begin. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.